Okay, this is another one of the record of services videos. So this is a Arctis B110 smock in Cadpat temperate woodland. And I guess we'll start top to bottom. So for the customer provided this fur piece that came off of another um, smock or parka. So that was attached to the rim of the hood. On the inside of the hood, I convinced them to let me install a mesh sniper veil, ghillie veil, whatever you want to call that. It's a Cadpat temperate woodland mesh type material that's used to make individual cam nets and I think laundry bags briefly. So that tucks away in a compartment on the inside of the hood that is basically pre-existing. I just needed some Velcro to be sewn on. So that's a very easy mod. Okay, on the hood you see there are these plastic or acetal NATO style buttons, Canadian buttons. So these came off of an old gen tunic, and therefore attaching the hood, the ghillie hood that's going to go on top. Okay, so right here as well, two buttons on each shoulder. That's for attaching the hood slash back piece. Down here, lower back, we've got two external poacher's pockets. These were the front kidney pockets off of the old gen tunics, and they were cut right off instead of like thread ripped off. So they actually have the backers, and they have the internal pockets in them as well. So that's kind of cool. So there's a left and a right for these, and they bellow on both sides, and they both have excuse me, they both have the internal pocket. Those were customer provided as well. So were the buttons. Okay, flanking each of the large poacher's pockets in the back are smaller pockets. These are the types you find on the breast of the old gen Canadian combat uniform. To hold like a little FMP or an FN magazine. Okay, and then we have the actual pockets of the smock itself. Okay, those are unaltered. On the right sleeve, again, we have a button for attaching the ghillie over top. The sleeves have this, I'm going to say it's wool. I don't know. Again, it was also customer provided. So that's attached around there. There was a failure. There's damage to the garment here. So that was repaired before the wool was sewn on. Okay, and this is not something I normally do. This might work. This is not very effective. Right here, customer sort of went back and forth, but we decided on these 3 rows of elastic MOLLE type stuff, and that's good for storing pens or flashlight or glow stick. Okay, so that's down that sleeve. Down the left sleeve, I hope I said right, that was the right sleeve. Down the left sleeve, again, we've got button, we've got a pocket from the factory that was removed so we could put the loop Velcro on that the customer provided. And inside there we've got some goodies because the customer provided me with a bunch of raw materials that I was able to continue to use. So they're going to get some of the patches that I was issued. And the customer is a Patricia, and they gave me some Patricia stuff, so they're going to get some Patricia stuff back. Okay. Down here on the end, not quite the end of the sleeve, we've got, we call it the playbook pocket. So it's one of those internal pockets. It opens down towards the sleeve cuff, and out comes this vinyl playbook that the customer provided. We can make these as well. And the playbook is removable. Okay, so you can take that to orders or take it off of the smock if you get hot, let's say. And the closure for the playbook pocket can Velcro to that too. So you can cover that up. And then on the inside, at the top, there is elastic loop for storing pens. And the inside lower is another elasticized type pouch for small items. And the idea here was that even if the playbook is not out, the customer can still access their markers, and they would have to pull the playbook out to get to that lower pocket. To keep this from flopping around the sleeve, we were going to put a strap on top. That doesn't make sense to me because we need to be able to get things in and out of this quickly. So we put the strap on the bottom. And that would cinch the playbook tight to the wearer's arm. And just a little elasticized retainer for this tab. And again, we've got the wool on the outside. Moving to the inside, hopefully it's still in frame. Down here we've got a large poacher's pocket on the center, internal, and smaller on each side. And these have been tacked at the top, but it's an entire pass-through. So you can put long items in and have them pass all the way through. That's something that can be changed. So we have access to run a seam down from the tack. But I left it like this to let the customer see if they like it like this, and then it'd be too easy for any tailor to run a stitch down there. Okay, and finally, I'm not the greatest at doing this, but I also convinced the customer to let me put in pit zips. But I am a big fan of pit zips in all my smocks. Okay, so we have 2 pit zips. And putting in pit zips as aftermarket, okay, it's not going to look like it's from the factory. That should be painfully obvious. But we're going for function and form over aesthetics in this case. Okay, so that's the summary of modifications to this Arctis B110 smock. And then again, just because the customer is a pretty cool dude and gave me actually some Rhodesian stuff, I'm going to return the favor, and they're going to get this one of 2 custom Rhodesian brushstroke slingster that I did up. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video.